right, obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
The plane was coming in. I noticed it a second before it hit the building. It looked like it was moving slow.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign.
Ibrahim Dramali's son, Abdul, was nearly beaten to death by 8 of his middle school peers.
I saw my son bleeding, all his body bleeding, in the hospital. We didn't know he's gonna live or die.
Abdul recovered after 40 days in a coma, but his father says he may never recover from the reason he was attacked.
Why? The price, because he's the Muslim.
Dr. Dramali says the price for being Muslim is struggle. According to the Council on American Islamic Relations, about 2,500 complaints of anti-Muslim harassment, violence, and discriminatory treatment were reported this year, as opposed to approximately 1,500 cases reported in 2004.
We are American, just like everybody else. American, and we have rights. Unfortunately, it's not applied over Muslims.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض حنيفا وما أنا من المشركين الله أكبر سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك ولا إله غيرك أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم.
What are your opinions on the portrayal of Muslims since the events of 9/11, and has this affected your freedom to practice your beliefs?
Well, really, it did not really affect my practice of my religion a whole lot. I mean, limitation that I was able to do my prayer anywhere that I was. That I used to travel a lot, and I used to be able to stop anywhere and make my prayer. But anymore, you kind of a little bit reluctant of doing such a thing as anywhere. So you pick your place to pray instead of just praying anywhere. Because before 9/11, I was able to do my prayer anywhere. Because these days, you don't know what kind of people that you are going to see you, what is their reaction is.
I feel like the media has really blown it up, and I mean, America is scared of something that they really don't know anything about or have no knowledge about. But I mean, one bad apple does not spoil the whole bunch. You can't blame, okay, Bin Laden is, okay, a psycho-terrorist, but are all Muslims terrorists? I mean, you're amongst them every day. I am one of them. I walk around Savannah State, and I'm not a terrorist. I don't do terrorist acts. I don't do anything. But I mean, I can't blame America for their ignorance because they're just listening and going off of what they are being told by people who know nothing about the religion. So, I mean, it's different for someone who is a Muslim to let you know something, but you're going off of things based on what other people are saying that's not even within my religion. And has it been hard to practice or made it difficult? I mean, every day is a struggle, you know, especially being in Savannah State where I'm not amongst a lot of Muslims like I usually am. But I mean, you know, you walk by people who have things to say or overhear conversations and it makes me uneasy. But I mean, I'm here to teach those who don't know. So as long as there are people who are ignorant, there's me to teach. And there's a lot to learn. So, I mean, it's made it harder for me to practice, but I'm stronger for it. And even I learn more and more about my religion every day.
Many Americans feel threatened by the Muslim culture. What do you feel can be done to eliminate those fears?
Well, I don't know if this is a true statement or not. I mean, because Muslims live everywhere, and because of there is some extreme Muslims that they do some acts of violence that don't mean Muslims that doesn't mean that the Muslims, they have violence in their religion. Islam is a peaceful religion. It is not a violent religion. It's a peaceful religion just like any other religions as Judaism or Christianity. They have the same principle. All the religions have the same principle. They all come from the same God. God sent all these religions, and it's all the same principle. It's just you have extremes in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So that doesn't mean that you should be afraid of Muslims.
The threat simply comes from ignorance and the lack of knowledge. And the media, like I said before, you know, let me give you an example. Okay, the Ku Klux Klan, they scream Christianity. They say that God wants them to have pure white Christian babies and not mix with other cultures or religions or ethnic groups. But I don't feel like every Christian is a part of the KKK. I don't think that every Christian is going to come and burn a cross in my yard or hang me because I'm black. I know better than that.
I'm a born-again Christian. I think as Americans, we feel threatened because we really don't, you know, understand what's going on. Because like for the last past, it's 2010, so for the last past 10 years, we've been in war, you know, with Afghanistan, Pakistan, you know, and them all Muslim territories. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. Concerning the mosque being built at Ground Zero, how do you feel about President Obama's support as well as a lot of Americans' disapproval?
Well, I think the majority of the American and the government, as President Obama, he approved it, the mayor of New York approved it, and it used to be a mosque there, but they just rebuilt in the mosque, and even if there wasn't any mosque in there, it's a religion that it needs to be practiced, and this is a country of freedom of religion. We practice the freedom of religion in the United States, so there shouldn't be any problem of building a mosque anywhere that it needs to be built because it's a freedom of religion in this country.
Open a Quran, read what's in it, and you will be surprised and shocked that a lot of what's in it is a lot of what's in the Bible, the Old Testament. So, I mean, just read, gain knowledge. Don't be an ignorant person and be content or complacent with being ignorant, because then I'm looking at you or other people. I mean, the world is compiled of many different cultures, many different religions, many different everything. So I don't want to be in a group with Buddhist people or Christians or Jews and not know anything.
9/11 was a result of what we were doing to them as Christians, how we were going over there blowing up their things. So they just was really fighting as human beings, as dignity. They say their religion ain't had nothing to do with it, but the simple fact that it's a Muslim territory, you know, continent, it just seems like it's a Muslim versus Christian type thing. But it was like, no, it's more like we're individuals and we're trying to survive.
What do you want someone who doesn't know anything about the Muslim religion to understand?
To understand that the Muslim religion is a religion of peaceful agenda in it. That is, and to know that we practice that there is only one God, that we worship only one God, and we have the belief that this God, He created all this universe, and He's the one, He keeping up all this universe to stay as it is, and to know that Islam is a peaceful religion, and we should look into it without we just taking what the media says. We should look into it. There's plenty things about Islam on the computer, so you can just go on the internet and click islam.com, and you will see all kind of information about Islam.
I would like people to know that Islam doesn't teach hate. It doesn't teach aggression. It doesn't teach belligerence. It teaches peace. And Islam simply means one who Muslim means one who submits themselves to God and only one God. Allah doesn't mean, a whole separate God, a separate God. Allah basically means is God in Arabic, just like you're calling a desk something in French, and I'm saying it the same thing in English. It's the same thing. I don't believe that there is many gods. I believe in one God, and it's about peace. That's all I want people to know.
I like to say though, as a born again Christian, you know, we should reach out to the Muslims, you know, because we can trace their documents back farther than the Quran back farther than we can trace the Bible. So I feel like maybe we should, you know, not really turn our back on them, but at the same time, you know, understand them. I mean, we all don't believe in the same thing. We shouldn't fault the next person for believing in that.
Knowledge is something that no one can take from you, and you can spit that out at any given time. You don't want to be the one sitting down there ignorant, not knowing. So, you know, I appreciate you for doing this because it's informative.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله